Tune in, tone up. Your one-stop shop for guitar tricks, tips, techniques and advice. With me, Gary Shilliday, and my own excellent teacher, Dan Davis. Hi folks.
Hello.
Hello Dan, how you doing?
Been a long day.
It definitely
Here
has.
we are. Never mind.
Thanks for making the time as always.
Thanks for coming along.
Cool. So next weekend, not this weekend coming, but the following weekend, I'm playing this performance at my brother and sister-in-law's wedding, or future brother-in-law, should I say?
Okay.
And so I've come along with my looper pedal and my acoustic amp, literally the same setup that I'll have for the performance.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just going to ask your advice about the sound I'm getting, which we've already kind of looked at a little bit anyway, and it seems all right, doesn't it? So
it does
in some ways, but we'll tweak.
There's a few things in the back pocket that I will get out later to kind of maybe sort of help you out.
Cool.
In the acoustic environment, but yes, that's what we're going to do.
That's great. And so I've gone with the looper pedal to help aid the performance and fill out the room and make it better. Make it more than one part, so it's more like a band playing. And I've got 4 things to do. The first is before they walk, before Angela arrives, goes up the aisle. To be married, and while the crowd are kind of chatting away, and I'll be doing some atmospheric stuff. Mm-hmm. I was going to play Beatles something,
mm-hmm.
And then I'm playing textbook We Are Scientists. I think we covered a bit of this last time anyway.
Yeah,
didn't we?
We did have a look at a couple of these tunes, I think. Yeah.
We're going to do I Don't Want to Know by Fleetwood Mac. That's at the very end, and while they're signing the register, we're doing. I'll be doing Elliott Smith's Pretty Ugly Before, which we looked at quite a lot last time as well.
Mm.
But I've had a chance to look at the looper a little bit, and so it's just a case of tweaking all that and gaining your input and advice. If that sounds like a good idea for the day.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say at the outset, gigging with an acoustic guitar is a very different sonic experience and physical experience to gigging with an electric guitar.
Yeah.
It's got some elements that are easier in as much as providing everything is good. You shouldn't have as many issues with gain and volume and feedback and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But what you can often get into is problems with not nice feedback, but problems with nasty feedback.
Yeah.
As the volume goes up, and also handling noise and all that sort of thing. So,
yeah,
in the environment you're in the nicest possible way, you're sort of wallpaper, aren't you, a little bit?
I am, yes.
You're just sort of sitting in the background, but you need to be heard.
Yeah. And
because of where it is it in a church?
I think so. I'm not going to get a rehearsal or anything in the room. I think I get in half an hour before the event.
So we don't know. We don't know in essence kind of how
about 70 people,
how much room you've got to move and all the rest of it, and how much you'll be in close proximity with your amp. And I learned with an electric guitar very early on to kind of play the amp. Like Jimi Hendrix used to with the feedback and stuff. Play the amp. Use its feedback sonic. As its own sonic characteristics you can manipulate. But an acoustic guitar, we're looking for a pure sound.
Yeah.
The fundamental difference really with an acoustic guitar amp is it's basically a PA in a box.
Yeah.
And it's designed to give as neutral a sound as is possible. So delivering the true sound of the acoustic, hence you can put a microphone into an acoustic guitar amp and it should likewise sound quite decent.
Yeah.
But obviously, as the volume goes up, you run into the same problems that you do with a PA and a big box filled with air.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what an acoustic guitar is.
I'm currently pointing right at it, but it's pretty. I've got the Marshall 100-watt acoustic ASD, I think it is, or something like that. And
AS100D.
AS100D. And it's got an anti-feedback setting on it for each channel, separate for each channel.
Probably like a notch filter or something, which kind of, when it senses the feedback, it kind of takes out a slither of your EQ or something along those lines.
Right, okay. Yeah. I mean, it does have a really good sound, generally, and it's got a phase button, which I tend to keep on.
Yeah, again, that'll be dependent on the sound you're getting out of your guitar when you plug it into it.
Yeah.
So whether you want that sort of in or out. I mean, yeah, you're playing on tick over, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
So we need to find out what happens when you're not playing on tick over.
Yeah, let's play it through its paces, shall we?
Play away. Breaking up, but what you were hearing is bass
feedback.
There's your feedback.
It's the A note at the moment. Yeah, it's the A.
Okay, so this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
I'm always glad I come along, you see. Plan for these things before the event. It's always good.
I had an experience with acoustic guitar, a situation like this with acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Let me briefly relay this for the benefit of the audience. Many, many moons ago, we're talking years ago, probably 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I had a Yamaha acoustic. And then some years later, I still had the same Yamaha acoustic, and it came with a separate black box with all of the preamp gubbins in it.
Oh, yeah.
So I had a pickup, you went into the black box, into your amp.
What, like this, or built, or completely separate?
Literally separate.
Right, okay.
Almost like you've got to carry around a guitar pedal with you.
Oh, yeah.
Got your preamp,
okay.
what do you want it?
Yeah.
So, not preamp separate. Yes, I do think.
Yeah.
So I had this guitar, and a friend of mine, some years later, bought a more kind of upmarket Yamaha. Not outrageous money, into sort of 450 quid, 500 quid. But it was a really nice instrument. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do him a little dealio. So we did kind of swap season, a bit of cash changed hands. And I had a local guitar store fit an LR bag system into the Yamaha.
Actually, what I've got in here is LR bags, I think.
Right, great system it was. Sounded really, really good. And you had a little sort of thing for the volume just in the sound hole.
That's what I've got.
Right.
Yeah, can't put the thing in though.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Oh,
it's
you
just
can't.
in there. Volume, same thing.
Got it. So I thought, yeah, that works. That's good. And then I wanted to upgrade again, such as a musician's way, trade and upgrade.
Yeah.
And at the time, there was this little guitar shop in a village called Storrington over near Worthing. And I went there one day. Don't really know what I was looking for, but I thought, I'll pop in and take a look. And he had some Faith acoustics.
Oh, they're lovely, aren't
they? They are nice. Now, you probably recall they're designed by Patrick Eggle.
Yeah.
They're like a cheaper version of his brand of acoustic guitars. And I think they are made abroad, shipped to his factory, set up and sent back out again or something along those lines. Mm. And it was really, really good. I thought, gosh, lovely guitar. But I could never get the volume of the preamp up without it howling. Mm. I tried one of the rubber inserts that you can get for your sound hole. Mm. Didn't do any good. Mm. And it wasn't until I took it to a music store with the possibility of trading it in some time later, and a guy said, I think there's an issue with the preamp itself.
Oh, right.
Now, fast forward me buying another guitar, selling that, and getting to where I am now, got my Taylor, which I really like. I was doing a gig with the Taylor earlier this year, and the guy I was gigging with, because I was having not too many problems, but a few feedback issues, meant I had to be a bit more restrained on the volume. And he said, have you got the rubber insert for your soundhole? I was like, dude, I've got one. Put it in, solve the problem. And I put it into the Taylor, and indeed it solved the problem, which kind of then backs up what the guy at the store said about the preamp in the Faith not being quite right, or there being something not good with it. Now, I found that little rubber insert really, really handy.
Yeah.
It really, really worked well.
It's annoying with the volume, isn't it?
I wonder, I haven't been on
Cut it out or something.
You could do that, but I wonder if there's already something out there like that. I bet there is.
Oh, okay.
I bet someone's done it. Maybe even on the LR Bags website. I haven't been on the LR Bags website for years. But it would be a
with some
useful
sort of
thing
cutaway or something, so you still get to the volume. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody has probably somewhere thought of this and done it.
Yeah, okay.
And marketed it. But it may be to your advantage to kind of sort of, do that. The other thing you can do as an alternative is you put a volume pedal in between your amp and your guitar.
You might be able to use that as a volume pedal. We've just discussed the...
That has sort of set volumes, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that's got a volume on the track. That's the looper we're talking about at the moment, the Boss RC30. So the track records, and then you end up with a volume. But yeah, I suppose you can't really change it though then on the fly or anything.
It's a little tough to do it as you want it. But I mean, my point being, the end of this elongated story, is that there are things you can use to control the guitar a bit more. Notch filters do appear on some preamps. It sounds like maybe that's what you've got on your amp. Yeah. But also I found as the volume went up, the bass came to life.
Yeah, I noticed that, yeah. And that's where the feedback was, yeah.
Right, so that's why I backed it off a little bit. So what are these two buttons here?
That's phase and gain. The top one's phase.
What's that giving?
That's gain.
More gain.
Yeah. It's got like a mid and then a mid high and then a treble.
To about 10 o'clock, mid's about 12 o'clock, mid-high's on 2 o'clock, and the treble's on about 1 o'clock.
And I'm not sitting in a great place for it, so it probably is the soundhole situation.
That's right.
But that's loud enough, probably loud enough anyway, isn't it, to be wallpaper?
Probably is. I mean, it's also like the whole microphone thing. When people sing into a microphone.
Yeah.
And they go, I can't hear myself.
Yeah, attack it
and
more.
You go, but you know, or they sing karaoke and they're waving the mic around.
Or they're singing in the side of it instead of in the top.
Yeah. Well, people, sorry, soapbox rant. What people fail to appreciate and understand.
We like soapbox rants, don't we?
What people fail to appreciate and understand about musical instruments in general.
Yeah.
And that goes for, mics and all sorts of things. Is like, they are not magical devices.
No.
That any layman gets hold of and suddenly makes it sound like $1 million.
Yeah.
People put years of their life into microphone technique.
Yeah.
To in reaction to how they want to sing.
Yeah.
And to get it sounding nice and even and having the power when they need it and everything else.
Yeah.
A microphone can be really powerful if you hold it reasonably close without swallowing and eating the thing.
Yeah.
But it can be, very, very wishy-washy, underpowered and feedback like crazy to get the volume up if you have it waving around 18 inches away from you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Acoustic guitar the same. Whereas with an electric guitar, you don't have to play an electric guitar that hard.
Yeah.
You can play an electric guitar very softly.
Yeah.
And actually, as long as you've got it under control. I know there's a whole video by Rick Graham all about basically how much is the level of tension that I should apply to my electric guitar.
Oh yeah, that's great.
To get the sound out of it. For most people, I guarantee you're probably holding on to it too hard. Holding on to notes too hard, pressing harder than you need to, which will cause you
tuning issues,
fatigue, string wear, fret wear. Now of course everyone's got their own style, and if that gets you a sound which is amazing, more power to you. But for most of us, most of the time, we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Now with an acoustic guitar is a bit like a drum. That's basically a drum, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's a drum? It's got a skin either side, and then it's a wood cone.
Got my top drum here as well. We've got different sounds. It's great.
You have.
Yeah,
that's right. So when you tickle an acoustic guitar, and you want to be able to do that through an amp, which can be hard to do. But when you tickle an acoustic guitar, you're not going to get loads of volume out of it.
Yeah.
But when you dig in,
yeah,
or when you play a bit harder,
yeah.
Like, may I care to demonstrate
sure.
on your humble axe?
I have switched the volume up.
Okay.
So you've got full volume. Different techniques.
That's right. So when I'm quite gentle with it, the amp responds nicely, and the guitar is quite quiet.
Yeah.
And then as I hit it a bit harder, it gets a lot louder and a lot bigger and boomier. If you used a plectrum,
it'd be very loud. Yeah.
It'd be louder still.
I've got a plectrum to the side to kind of pick up halfway through. That's the plan. Create the volume difference that way as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I frequently do that if I'm working things out for a pupil and you're stuck there with a little iPhone, you're trying to work out a song off it. You don't want to be crashing through with loads of volume. So I'll often work it out using fingers where it's a bit softer and quieter.
Yeah.
And then kind of when we go through it, then maybe I'll bring the pick into play.
All good tips.
So that's another thing with your amp is you want to be able to set your amp where there's a degree of sensitivity.
Yeah.
If you are sitting right on top of your amp, your handle was doing a weird thing. If you are sitting right on top of your amp,
it's a possibility. Who knows?
It is a possibility, and that can be really, really hard to do. I was playing a music evening some months back with my wife, Can, And I turned up and I thought, I'll take my blue Strat.
Yeah.
How hard can it be? Take the blue Strat. It's a great guitar. It's what we've been playing the songs on.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a band. It was just us. We had like an acoustic number and one where we were using the electric guitar. Didn't have any gain.
Yeah.
Purely clean sound. But the minute I put it on single coil pickups only, the amp was howling and it was on tick over. And the guys in that place said, we've had problems since we arrived. Said everything was working fine before, but the PA system is probably the lighting or something, causing untold hum, untold feedback, loads of problems.
Oh no. It's really dissatisfying.
It's very, very annoying. The thing which was even more annoying was ironically, my acoustic guitar was a lot quieter than my electric.
Right.
That was creating less sonic problems than my electric. Maybe I should have just used that.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's the way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. So,
shall I show you?
Show me what you got.
Right,
Let's get on to the songs now, maybe.
Okay. So the first one, I'm going to kind of go like this. So I've got the looper, and I'm essentially just starting with a simple loop. That's the plan. Keep it simple. So. Back through. That was not perfect, and then I was thinking of that kind of thing. That's there. I've got that second time round. I'll get that.
Okay.
So, and it's just whether or not to record that in. Harmonise it or something. So I'll stop that for a moment. Would you record anything over the top?
So what I might do?
That's there you go.
May I?
Yeah. Do you want to create your own loop as well? Because mine's a bit naff.
I can create my own loop. Yeah.
Let's stop that. I wasn't particularly happy with that.
Gary's going to use my loop now.
I'm not. I won't. I wouldn't dream of it. You can delete it at the end if I hold it to the left. Yeah, I am going to. Definitely. If he forgets to delete it.
You can use it, Gary.
No, it's all right. I
won't hold it against you.
I'd rather do it from scratch, I think. Yeah, I think it creates. I think you want to be in the right tempo and all that. Has it gone round?
Oh, we've got
some issues. There we go.
This is the one thing they haven't invented yet to actually sort yourself out. Is the satisfyingly sorted guitar strap.
Yeah. You all right there?
Yeah.
That beats, isn't it?
Right, so
you need to just hit that on the one. Literally when you hit the.
Do I hold it down or not?
Just press it. messed up the loop at the end a bit, but never mind. See, Matt and Andrew, if you weren't so tight. No, I'm joking. Yeah, you'll have lost a note at the end.
Ah,
yeah.
Do it again?
Yeah. So you hold to delete it. So what you want to do, instead of playing the C at the end, press the pedal on the one.
Oh, yeah.
Unfair because Dan's not really used loop as much. Actually record additional pieces, so you could have like the to just stop it. It's just twice.
Gosh, what handsy thing!
It's quite nice, isn't it? Sorry if you enjoy it too much.
I was very much enjoying that.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Doesn't get bored.
And what I was trying to do is partly emulate the actual melody.
Yeah. I could tell, and then there's a bit of blues thrown in, and a bit of
a little bit of pushing the boundaries a bit, and also the sort of double stops.
Yeah, that would sound nice, wouldn't it?
It's all my take on it. Anyway.
All the good suggestions.
I mean, I would use the same, whether I was building it up through the looper or playing some stuff in as well.
Yeah,
I would use the same rules that I would use if I was songwriting. You know, if you look at most songs, pretty much, apart from the odd thrash tune, and even in thrash, there's dynamics. You know.
Yeah. That's it. Dynamics are important.
Hugely. You know, where things get loud or where things get quiet, where there's a change of groove or a change of volume there. That all sort of helps. You know, you can start with maybe the straightforward melody.
Yeah.
You could even start with the melody an octave lower.
Yeah.
And that gives you somewhere else to go because you can then take the octave higher. But in your scenario, and this is where you will need to be the best judge of this, is it depends on how precisely things are timed for your day.
Yeah.
So if they say, right, well, okay, it's going to take them 3 minutes and 17 seconds to walk down the aisle, we've timed this, we know.
It's just looper and one time round, isn't it? You know.
Well,
maybe
you'd be surprised at how much music you get through in a short period of time. You think the average pop single's 3 or 4 minutes, you know.
Yeah, true.
So but it will then kind of dictate how you kind of stack things together.
Yeah.
You know, with this song, it's just like a continuous cycle.
Yeah.
So it's not like it necessarily has lots. It has lots of different dynamics, but it's not like it has lots of different stages to it. It's like a cycle of chords.
Could kind of build those dynamics in those. So you got like your loop there, and then you could kind of do this. I don't know. That kind of thing, maybe.
You know what I would probably choose to do?
Yeah. Let's take that off.
Sorry to
Yep.
Really.
That's all right.
I would wait until it went to the A minor section where the song does.
Yeah.
And then I would put something extra there rather than necessarily right at the beginning.
Have you got a thought?
Yeah.
Like this kind of.
I was going to do something a little bit more.
Because that's essentially the same, isn't it?
Actually.
Yeah, go on. Let's see. And then we're recording this, so I will be nicking it all.
It's fine.
No.
Do you know how many good song ideas on the guitar teacher I've given away over the years?
I'm loving it. It's great.
4,000. No,
it's a lot more than that. I know that much. Cool. That's just what I've got. Sorry, everyone.
Something like that.
Nice. So you're up on the A minor, then down to, gotcha, A minor 7. Okay, nearly.
Something
One
like
more
that.
time. Do you want to record it over the loop? Hear how it
Yes.
sounds? Yeah.
Yes.
Ready?
So I'm going to pee myself off getting this wrong.
Okay. So when it gets there, just put it on record. This is the big loop, and you can record little mini sections. It won't loop though. It'll just keep it in the same place.
Loopy.
So here we go. Coming up. I want to get that as well. And that'll come through every time now. Yeah.
Let's see how that
Pretty
pans
good,
out.
isn't it? I would probably add.
So it kind of lifts it quite nicely at that point.
It does, it sounds really good. I'm going to record. I missed it. I thought I pressed it. Messy though. Delete it. That's how you delete the last loop. That's probably spot on the loop that I'd want to create, innit? Really, if I can.
Do you know what else you can
It won't
do?
be as professional as this, but
No, I'm not sure.
You got another thought?
I've got another thought. I'm not sure how professional this is going to sound, but
Go on.
here it comes.
Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
So I work by telepathy.
I actually do the melody. Yeah, why not?
I'm going to show you something of that though.
Okay. The possibilities are endless, aren't they? Dan needs to buy a looper pedal. Shall I turn the loop off or leave the loop? Yeah, that sounds great. Harmonise the second. Third. I'm going to struggle with that. So yeah, I'll turn the loop off and then it's just sounds nice, doesn't it? Oh goodness me.
Just take that and plug it into the house system. 10.
And this might be where it comes in handy when it's built up to volume down a bit on that. So you can get heard.
having a little bit of fun here, kind of playing around with Gary's toys.
We are really, yeah.
Let's see what he has at home.
yeah. There's a few more toys.
Well,
there we go. I'm going to actually write that.
In all fairness, it's about kind of throwing the ideas out there as to what's possible.
Yeah.
You know, not all of us, you know, I mean, least of all me, I'm much good at using a looper. You know, I
think there'll be a few thousand people that will disagree.
Well, I kind of know.
Is that not literally the first time you've used one?
First time I've properly used them. I've played about with them.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've never, you know, it has to start in the head.
Yeah.
It has to start with an idea.
An idea, yeah.
You know, what we could do, what we couldn't do. But also it's got to finish with composition and arrangement.
Yeah.
So, in other words, having a bit of fun, we're layering things up, we're trying a few ideas out. Doesn't mean you're going to get every idea going on, even if you can.
Yeah.
Throwing it out there, that would just be a catastrophic mess. Yeah,
your rhythm's got to be so spot on to make it sound really good. And so for me, I probably will build a loop up on the day, and I might try and get as far as the melody.
Don't mind if it all goes wrong.
What I won't do probably is like harmonise maybe on the spot.
Well, I thought that was quite.
It was good.
A fairly simple melody line. Which
it was,
too bad to get. I know I didn't get every note perfectly right. But it's something that if you're adept at using a looper, I mean, I've got the timeline delay on my board, and I've got that along with the Strymon multi-switch.
Oh yeah, which actually does do that function.
It does do that function. It actually turns it into a 6-button looper.
Right. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yes, I mean, I haven't ever looked into those functions, but you know, if ever you wanted a sort of pretty amazing looper at your disposal, timeline delay will do it. I did once try with years ago. I had a flashback delay, but there was a problem with them. TC seemed to have this habit of like releasing
not enough pedals.
They release plenty of pedals, but
I mean, not
half
enough.
the stuff don't work.
Oh, yeah.
I had a delay that kept forgetting stuff.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
It was like the Alzheimer's parent. You know what I mean? You get to the gig. And, did you remember my? Oh, sorry. I knew there was. I'm really sorry.
I know I'm supposed to be a delay.
I was meant to remember.
What was it? No, I forgot what the delay setting was again.
I meant to. I didn't. It's all I was. Kick this ass for a man.
Well, that's nice. What were those two parts? What were those? There was that you were playing the A minor there.
So that was the A minor.
Like that.
And then that finger tucks under there at the 9th on the B string. Everything else is the same. So then leave the first finger where it was, and then tuck that underneath that. That's your next. Then like the top of it, that's it. Then I went to like a D. So I was barring across the 5th.
Yeah.
Just at the top 3, and then put a finger on the 7th of the D.
Oh, right, so D7.
On top of a D7.
And then it was just the whole.
And then I had 8 and 6, 8 and 6, 8 and 7, 8 and 8.
8 and 6.
Then 8 and 7.
He's doing that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you were writing a song, and this is the way I would look at it.
Yeah.
Can't emphasise this enough. If you were writing a song.
What a well-written song that is, though. I mean,
it's
just
really cool.
Those chromatic notes running through the whole way.
Oh, it's lovely chord progression.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, if you, I suppose more than just write, but if you're kind of taking your rough song and you're arranging it.
Yeah.
So you're making an arrangement for it. You wouldn't want to overcloud that arrangement. You know,
no.
You would possibly leave verses a little more sparse or peeled back.
Yeah.
And let it erupt in the chorus.
I suppose that's the only other thing that I was thinking. That I forgot this, but while I was playing, I was. What do you reckon to this? So this kind of. I mean, I'm talking about what's going to come after the loop. I'm just messing around. Got to double press it.
Again, I think it boils down to two things.
Yeah.
One, what do you have the time for?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know, do you have the time to get into that key change?
Yeah.
And if you do, how good will it sound if everything's layered up on there?
Yeah, that's it. That's the issue, isn't it?
And then you suddenly revert back to what you're doing. You could end up with something that sounds quite disjointed.
Yeah.
So, you know, you want things to kind of flow. I mean, I know we've pointed to this example. I think many people have seen this example of using a looper. That amazing Katie Tunstall performance that she did.
Oh, isn't that great? Yeah.
Black Horse and the Cherry Tree. The consistency is in the loop always going on behind her.
Yeah.
So she's got the tambourine, then she's got the woo with the harmony, woo.
Yeah.
And then she's got like the percussive guitar hits.
Yeah.
And she's always got that going on.
Yeah.
And that consistency means she can then kind of layer over it what she wants.
Yeah.
Key changes, you know, if you haven't got a pre-done loop, obviously do present a bit of a problem.
Yeah, so it'd probably be best just to leave it as is, you know. It's like background music anyway, isn't it? So
I mean, the less you layer something up, the more realistic it's going to sound. So, you know, if you've got something all layered up with lots going on and then suddenly it drops down to you on your Jack Jones,
yeah,
it could sound slightly strange.
But if it's just the chords and then I switch it off and do the other
then you might get away with it. It's like anything else, you know. These days, when we think of what's an instrument, you know, in many respects, companies like Marshall redefined the guitar amplifier as an instrument in its own right.
Yeah.
Because people like Jimi Hendrix, Ritchie Blackmore came along and played the amplifier.
Yeah.
You know, they actually used the amplifier's feedback characteristics as a way of making music, which we still do today.
Yeah.
You know, from you know, sort of weekend warrior in his pub band to seasoned pro.
Yeah.
You know, he uses feedback. You know, Jimi Hendrix used it on Foxy Lady and We Never Look Back.
Yeah.
You know, these days everything kind of connected with guitar in a way can be seen as sort of something you've got to, you know, maybe sort of learn how to use. You know, something like a looper is kind of an instrument in its own right.
Yeah.
In as much as you've got to learn how to use it, you've got to learn how to get the best from it. I know it's not something you pick up and strum or blow or sing through, but it's one of those things that, you know, when you're using loops,
it's an add-on, isn't it?
It's its own musical thing. It's not like you buy it at 3:00 in the afternoon and you'll be fine to sling it on your pedal board and use it that evening.
Yeah, that's very true.
You've got to learn it. You've got to learn its sweet spots and how it works best for you and how to integrate it into your setup. It's like an acoustic guitar. You know, if you've been playing electric guitar and power chords all your life and you go and buy an acoustic guitar, those things are going to sound crap on an acoustic guitar. You've really got to look at it from a point of view of like, well, this is a different instrument. This is its own thing.
Yeah. And
needs to be treated as such for you to get the best from it.
True. True.
Every amp you use reacts differently, you know, and some things bring their own kind of such strong sonic abilities. You know, something like the Strymon timeline delay has so much going on in it. You know, I think Pete
so much to it, hasn't it? Yeah,
it has. Pete Thorne referred to it as an inspiration box.
Yeah.
You know, and I can see with it how if you sat down with that and an amp and a range of guitars
for a week,
for a week or two, it could actually spur you on to kind of like actually help your songwriting. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Where you're actually writing some of the songs sort of a little bit around the sound
pedal.
You're getting.
Yeah, around that. Yeah.
You know, so then it sort of takes from its own lease of life. It's more than just another pedal. It's into a different league, isn't it?
Yeah, very true. I mean, that's something. I think I've got loads of ideas there, to be honest. Yeah. And we did the other things last time, didn't we? Did we have the looper on it? I
think we were playing with your looper, but not to such a great extent.
Yeah. Should we? Have we got time to have a look at anything?
I'm sure we have.
So I mean,
let's regale our audience with our heroic tales.
Yeah.
Wondery.
I'm not going to use it on the whole textbook one. This will just do that like that. That's all it needs. Just won't make any mistakes. And so on. And so on, anyway. So yeah,
sounds
just
good.
Practice that. It sounds right, doesn't it? So it doesn't need anything. I don't think it needs a looper. So then there was, while they're signing, that Elliott Smith one, which was...
Let's have a listen to that. I remember going through it, and I can't remember how it sounds. It must be a memorable tune.
So, yeah. So I'm going to... Let me just remember how I was going to leave that. Yeah, that's it. That's how I'm starting.
Okay.
So I'm going to go... I don't know whether I should change it so it immediately over records, but I think it's alright to build up a bit slower than that.
When you use double stops with the acoustic,
yeah,
it's a bit like when you play clean with electric guitar. Simple notes can be okay, but often like double stops can sound
really nice.
Can sound quite fat.
Oh, you mean like actually like that, playing it together?
Well, that or like the country six, the six. Right?
Oh yeah.
Separately.
Then I was going to do a loop. Juddery foot pedal stop at the end, you hear that? Yeah. That's the trouble with it, it annoys you every time when that happens. I
was going to show you a bit of an example of sort of what I mean.
Yeah.
I was going to hopefully record in a real simple...
Do you want to...
Is that alright?
Go for it, yeah.
You pause that.
I'll pause it.
I'm just going to record in a real simple generic chord progression.
I'll write that one because... There you go. And then that's a new loop there.
So this is just from the point of view of being able to show you
the timing thing.
So things are over the top.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So straight in.
Yeah, on the one and on the one when you finish. it doesn't automatically record, you have to do it again. Yeah. You can set it to do that, but...
So single notes.
Yeah. Oh, for the double stops. Nice.
I'll take it up an octave.
Nice dynamic build up. Nice.
6.
I think they're one of my favourite devices, actually.
Additional chords, arpeggios.
Clever. Is that all triads, like running down, or is that just double bass?
Just double stops.
Double stops, okay.
There we go, triads like arpeggios. Superimposing different chords.
Yep. So, creating upper extensions really, isn't it, as well? Octaves. Which in a sense is a double stop as well, isn't it really?
Essentially.
Yeah.
But also we've got the repeated melody there.
Yeah. That's record, yeah.
You get the idea.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do a really simple chord progression.
Mm.
And before you say anything, folks, I know I'm about out of time. But
Yeah.
But a simple chord progression where I could demonstrate several ways you could play over the top. Be it adding sort of superimposing chords, like here. Instead of the A minor, I played like an A minor 7, and I kept that little finger in, so that when we went over the F, it now gave you an F with an added 9.
Yeah.
And then I took the finger off the A, so we had like an extension of C.
Yeah.
And then over the G, it gave us the suspended fourth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So some of the ways were quite sort of big sounding, like the octaves. Some of the ways like that is just a subtle thing you could add to the chord.
Yeah, but the double stop bits, they're just they are lovely. Double stop playing.
They sound really pretty. I mean, most of my double stop playing is
I try to get more in my playing, I think, really.
Most of mine is either in sixths, like country style, where you've got a string apart.
Yeah.
So rather than being side by side, you're doing a note on the...
Like that?
That's it. So either a note on the D and a note on the B, or a note on the G and a note on the top E, or something like that. Or thirds. I also kind of gravitate towards for their prettiness. There's your own minor right there, yeah. And of course, if you know where everything is in terms of your thirds and your fifths and your sort of chords, and if you know the K system, you can find your way around and find where everything is. Then you can build your melodies into the chord shapes, or parts of the chord shapes.
So each helps each other, doesn't it? It helps you soloing and you're improvising and everything like that as well.
I mean, this is one area where the acoustic guitar, I think, is sometimes we don't always think of it as a solo instrument in as much as something I could take a solo on.
Yeah.
But you can,
like that,
and especially with the event of the looper, you really can.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's it's a very sort of raw instrument, and with a raw sound, like a clean guitar sound, it needs something more. When you're using gain and stuff, the guitar kind of sings and sort of
one note can be
smooth.
Enough. Yeah,
that's
right. And stuff, but you need like the
with a clean sound or an acoustic guitar sound. You have to work to the strength of the instrument and work to the strength of the tone that you've got.
Yeah.
So you want to use notes that sound pretty, notes that sound good. Using more than one note stops things sounding too thin and too bare.
Yeah. That's cool. Did you like the? Do you think that's come together all right? That
sounds good to me. Yeah.
Kickable, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Cool.
I mean, with all of these things, as I say to so many people, you can prepare.
Yeah.
And certainly, it's better to
be prepared.
Better to what's the word?
Spend time.
Fail to prepare. You prepare to fail.
Yeah.
It's better to prepare to not fail, and then you're going to get it right. But at the same time, until you go out there.
Yeah.
In the big wide world, I mean, the amount of gigs I've done over the years in different places, has served me well.
Yeah.
So I've gigged on stages which are really, really huge, which make your amp in the rehearsal room sound massive, sound puny.
Yeah.
And you really are at the beck and call of the sound guy.
Like we were talking about earlier a bit, really. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've gigged in places like that. I've gigged in other places where everything's so confined and small that, trying to plug in at any volume, it's like letting a hand grenade off in a shoebox.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not going to happen. So you have, you have to kind of prepare as best you can for the gig. And then, once you're there are no second chances. When you're in the song, you're in it. You just got to roll with it and make it happen.
The only other one, and we're at finish time, aren't we? But I was thinking of doing like a double capo thing, so like the whole loop. I won't even record the loop, I'll just give you an idea.
Sure.
So the guys have got an idea. So I'm doing the old
Fleetwood Mac one.
one loop, and then second time round, so I'm going to chuck it up there.
Oh, crafty.
Yeah, and
while your loop's going.
While the loop's going, I'll do a bit of soloing, and as it's coming towards the end of the loop, so it'll be a long loop, be the beginning and the whole verse. And then as it's coming towards it, I'll chuck that up on the 7th fret, and then it was.
Probably successfully play that with bar chords without having to worry too much.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Might make your job easier.
Might make it a bit easier, and then it's just. Yeah, there's no reason why I wouldn't. In fact,
I would always say, you know, that
keep the capo on, just do that. Yeah.
There's so many things that if we think about it with music, you know, we often think big.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too big.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when you go out live, you've got to remember there's so much that you've got to control and remember.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're playing acoustic guitar or electric guitar or whatever, there's so many things to think about.
Mm. Keep it quite simple.
Yeah, the last thing you want to think about is your gear.
Yeah.
Now, because I've got a fairly sizable pedal board, I often get certain people go, "Oh, that looks really complicated." Now, obviously, I've lived with my pedal board for years and years and years. So to me, it's laid out logically.
Yeah.
And when I explain it to people, it's basically the first 2 rows, which I can get to easily, that switches everything.
Yeah, you've got that big loop switch thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that switches everything.
Mm.
That's not by accident.
No.
That's done on purpose. And when I first designed my board, and it's gone through a number of changes and been pulled apart several times and put back together again, I got a massive piece of paper and I laid it on the kitchen floor. I put the pedals on the piece of paper after I'd drawn the size of the pedal board on it. And I imagined myself at a gig and imagined what I'd have to press for certain songs.
Yeah.
Could I get to it easy enough and simple enough without any aggravation?
Mm.
And that's kind of like, you know, to me, that's kind of logical, you know. So,
it is. It absolutely is.
And if I could get away with a tiny small board, which was, you know, sounded as good, and I could get to everything with ease, then I'd probably do that.
Yeah.
But you know, often with things, it's easy to overcomplicate.
Mm.
And I would say moving a capo.
Yeah, it's something we don't really want to do.
You don't really have to do to get the sonic effect.
I mean, you can just do it there, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. That to me would be the sort of sensible option. With a capo, you're forever in this situation where you kind of,
clunk, noise, gone out of tune, everything's gone wrong.
Yeah, you know,
fail busy.
Where do I put it for the ease of use? You know, if I'm doing a song which changes key halfway through.
Yeah.
But I would say if your guitar's well set up and you're not really struggling to play those bar chords, keep life simple, keep it where it is. It's one less thing to worry about. In the heat of the moment, you bet your bottom dollar, you go to move it, it falls on the floor. It all goes pear-shaped.
Thanks so much for all your advice today, Dan.
No worries, I hope that helps.
Yeah, cheers. And see you all next time. Cheers.
See you later.
Stay tuned for more episodes, jams, improvisation ideas and well-informed thoughts about amps, pedals and guitar tone. If you enjoy this podcast, leave us a review on iTunes, find us on SoundCloud or see our website on tunein-toneup.com. Here you'll find show notes, tabs and further research and resources. It's also a good place to get in touch. We hope you're finding these lessons as interesting and as useful as I do, and if you have any suggestions, we'd love to hear them.